Hello, we are Hunter Hunter Institute. Why do you think the Phantom Troupe cannot find Hisoka even though he is now unable to use Zetsu? Hisoka was revived with postmortem Nen after being killed by Chrollo and was able to replace his missing limbs using bungee gum and texture surprise. We can expect that in this state he would not be able to use Zetsu. First of all, we are sure that many readers were surprised that he came back to life, but there are more surprises later on in the story. In this video, we would like to thoroughly explain how Hisoka is hiding inside the Black Whale. 1. Hisoka's current situation. After Hisoka loses his life in a battle with Chrollo, Shalnark, Kortopi, and Machi see Hisoka's dead body and said, "I kind of expected him to have taken more damage than this. About 200 puppets were swarming to decapitate him before the bomb puppets got there. He used them as a shield." Hisoka is disfigured by the explosion, but only his left hand and right leg are missing. He died suffocated by his meat shield, so we know that he did not lose his life from physical damage of the explosion. After Shalnark and Kortopi leave, Machi tries to heal Hisoka's body with her Nen thread, but Hisoka's aura starts leaking out, even though he was supposed to be dead. He is then revived by postmortem Nen while saying, "Oh, my rubber Nen, after I'm dead, come back to life, along with my heart and lungs." Then, Hisoka restores his appearance by using bungee gum to stop his bleeding and texture surprise to recreate his missing body parts. His left hand and right leg are molded with rubber. He hugs Machi from behind and restrains her with his bungee gum. After that, he kills both Kortopi and Shalnark in an instant. Hisoka's leg, recreated by texture surprise, is made of elastic rubber, and it gives him such speed that it takes down Shalnark in one blow. Kortopi and Shalnark were both at a disadvantage at that moment, as Kortopi was relieving himself, and Shalnark had lent his black voice to Chrollo. But they could still use their Nen ability, so they were not completely helpless. Hisoka's new speed and strength are terrifying, as he is able to kill Shalnark with a single blow. Might this also be the result of post-mortem Nen? Kortopi was killed at this time, but if it had been Nobunaga on the toilet, could he have activated his 4 meters N and noticed Hisoka before his attack? After the scene, Hisoka did not appear in the story for a while, and only reappeared in the scene when the Phantom Troupe was searching for Hisoka on the Black Whale. Hisoka's current state leaves many questions unanswered, like how he is hiding from the world. 2. How is Hisoka hiding? There are 5 theories as to why the Phantom Troupe cannot find Hisoka. The first is that Hisoka was healed by the Angel's Breath card on Greed Island. Angel's Breath is a card on Greed Island that cures injuries and illnesses. Although it is difficult to obtain, its effectiveness is amazing. However, it is unknown if Greed Island is still in working and whether Angel's Breath is effective against injuries and illnesses that occurred outside of Greed Island games. However, we think that the effect of Angel's Breath can cure Hisoka, so we think that it should be included in the list of possible reasons. We've uploaded a video about Angel's Breath, so if you haven't seen this video, make sure to check it out. The link is in the comment section. The second is that there is someone who can treat Hisoka. There are Nen users who can do complex surgeries, like Machi, so it would not be surprising if there is someone who can heal Hisoka by Nen. However, Hisoka doesn't belong to anyone but himself, and due to his personality, we don't think that he will have any allies to rely on. The third is the concept of Zetsu. More specifically, Zetsu means to close the nodes in the body so that no aura can leak out. On the other hand, Ten is a technique that keeps the aura flowing around the body. Hisoka uses this in order to maintain his limbs, but can he also limit his aura while maintaining a Ten state, like in Zetsu, to keep him from being exposed? This theory would go against the 4 major principles. Even though it seems unlikely, we wanted to share this theory too. The fourth is that his Zetsu was also strengthened by postmortem Nen. Here at Hunter Hunter Institute, we think this theory is the most likely. As we saw earlier, when Hisoka defeated Shalnark with only his right leg, Hisoka's Nen ability was strengthened. Besides, we know that when the ability of a conjurer or transmuter leaves their body, it becomes much weaker. Like for Machi, her thread strength drops as soon as it leaves her hand. However, even though his transmuter ability, bungee gum, should have weakened after it left his body, Hisoka was able to capture Machi with it. Her strength is ranked 6 in the Phantom Troupe, but she is not weak either. All of these things indicate that Hisoka's Nen has certainly been strengthened. But how is he able to move his limbs? When Machi healed Hisoka's arm that was cut by Castro with Nen thread, she said, "I connected almost 100% of blood vessels, bones, nerves, and muscles." To which Hisoka replied, "That's brilliant." After his fight with Chrollo, Hisoka is clearly almost perfectly healed as he was able to tie up Machi and defeated Shonark and Kortopi. Hisoka's bungee gum ability can transform his aura into something that has the properties of both gum and rubber. It can stretch and shrink easily, stick anywhere, and peel off at Hisoka's demand. His other ability, Texture Surprise, can manifest imagery on something flat and smooth, like paper, to change its appearance and texture. Therefore, Hisoka should only be able to reproduce the surface of his body and not his nerves. This clearly indicates that Hisoka's Nen ability has been dramatically improved in some way by post-mortem Nen. However, we think that it is impossible for the nerves to be connected to his rubber hand and leg. It might be more likely that Hisoka is able to use his aura as if the nerves were connected, although they are not. But was Hisoka originally able to do this using his Nen ability? After Hisoka was treated by Machi after the Castro match, he said something that could be taken either jokingly or seriously. "I might have intentionally gotten injured to see your Nen thread up close and personal." Hisoka seems to have used his abilities, Texture Surprise and Bungee Gum, to resurrect himself and to move around as if he had been Nen threaded. We thought for a moment that Hisoka could have learnt Machi's Nen thread by intentionally getting injured. But perhaps the previous Hisoka would not have been able to do such a trick. Because during his fight with Chrollo, Hisoka lost his left hand in combat to Chrollo's sun and moon. Afterwards, he says, "The rubber I had attached to the ceiling for insurance is gone too. It's pretty bad." He then said, "I can't control Nen accurately with my left hand anymore, but I still have my legs," and used his legs to move around by applying Texture Surprise on the wall. If Hisoka could link his aura to his nerves to maintain movement, then there's no reason why he would not use that ability when he was in a pinch. Even if Hisoka is a sadist who enjoys fighting, there is no doubt that he also gets pleasure from winning. So, the fact that he didn't use his ability in this situation shows that he couldn't use it from the beginning. Therefore, we can conclude that Hisoka's Nen ability was improved by post-mortem Nen. Now that we know that Hisoka's Nen ability has clearly improved after the match, let's return to Zetsu. If Hisoka's limbs are made with Nen, then in order to keep it up, he should not be able to maintain a state of Zetsu, so it is expected that the Phantom Troupe will find him soon. But there is no sign of that. Why is that? Can Hisoka maintain his body while using Zetsu? Here, we would first like to talk about some other Nen abilities. Do you remember Ben's knives that appeared in the York New City arc? Gon found them by using Gyo at the auction market. They were knives made by a serial killer named Benny Dolon, who lived about 100 years ago and who is already dead. The presence of Nen found in Ben's knives is due to Benny Dolon's post-mortem Nen, so we know that the post-mortem Nen can be detected by Gyo. This suggests that Hisoka's Nen enhanced by post-mortem Nen can also be easily detected by Gyo. On the other hand, let's look at Kortopi's Nen ability in comparison. In York New City, Kortopi duplicated many buildings to confuse Killua so that his hideout would not be found out. And Killua looks at this mass of buildings and says, "Yesterday it was a wide street. It's obviously crowded with buildings that weren't there yesterday. Obviously Nen, right? Damn, I don't know what kind of traps they have." In other words, Killua was not sure of Kortopi's Nen ability at this time. This shows that some things made with Nen cannot necessarily be detected by Gyo. However, in the case of Kortopi's ability, there is a limitation. It is impossible to copy a life form, and the copy will disappear after 24 hours. So we can conclude that Hisoka's Nen is now very powerful, as he is able to use Zetsu while maintaining his limbs created with Nen, even though they could be detected through Gyo, like Ben's knives. We know it sounds like Hisoka has become way too strong, but we believe that this is the reason why the Phantom Troupe cannot find Hisoka now. But even if this were the case, and the Phantom Troupe could not find Hisoka's location, what does Hisoka do when he sleeps? If Hisoka is such a good hunter, he would be able to continue to use Zetsu even while he sleeps. Even Gon and Killua, who were trained under Biscuit in the Greed Island arc, were able to maintain a Zetsu state while sleeping, so Hisoka should be able to use it without any difficulty. However, Zetsu is also effective for healing extreme fatigue. As Hisoka shortly died after the battle with Chrollo, it makes us wonder if his body, which was injured all over, would be able to recover at all if he doesn't use Zetsu. Since he was not treated by Machi in the first place, he is not actually healed, and so shouldn't he still be in tremendous pain? It seems that Hisoka does not feel the pain at all and managed not only to immobilize Machi immediately after his revival, but even kill Shonark and Kortopi in an instant. Because of Hisoka's personality, we would not be surprised that he gave a limitation where the stronger the pain, the stronger Nen becomes. The sadistic Hisoka would be ready to turn even pain into an ability to enjoy the battle. Postmortem Nen has only a few examples in the story and has not been clearly defined yet, so it still feels like anything is possible, like for specialization abilities. The postmortem Nen ability was believable in Neferpito's case. Their postmortem Nen triggered their Terpsichora to stop Gonsan in order to protect King Meruem. However, Hisoka's resurrection was a bit too much, and many readers might be skeptical. While we still want to push the postmortem Nen theory, we also think that Hisoka's rubber ability might have given him a cardiac massage and revived him. Otherwise, when a character loses their life, we would always think, why can't their postmortem Nen revive them? Or why don't they use it? When we saw Hisoka's revival, it reminded us a little of Might Guy in Naruto, when he fought Madara Uchiha and used 8 Gates Released formation to gain the power to overwhelm even a far superior opponent by sacrificing his life. We were made to think he was going out in a blaze of glory, but then Naruto saves him by simply putting his hand on his chest, which left us thinking, huh? Perhaps such revivals are bound to happen to popular characters in popular manga. That's it for our theory on Hisoka's current situation. What about you? What are your thoughts on Hisoka's current Nen ability? And why do you think the Phantom Troupe cannot find Hisoka, who should not be able to use Zetsu? Please share your theories in the comment section. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to discover more videos on the Hunter x Hunter universe. See you next time!